What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Botch Bots and Share Shots, powered by Last Word on Sports. I am your host, a chef by trade and a mark by choice. I am the Will Gray, and joining me today is NWA wrestling star. He is big, he is strong, he is big, strong Mims. Mims, welcome back. How are you, sir? How's your Wednesday going?
I'm doing good. Besides allergies, what the hell is going on with this weather, man? It's killing my allergies. So I'm gonna sound a little bit like stuffy, wuffy, whatever. Uh, I'm all the way big. I'm all the way strong. I'm still all the way Mims. No matter the stuff he knows, we're good. We're good.
But these Southeast allergies, all of them, they're also big. They're also strong because I'd never had allergies until I got into my mid 30s, and then it was just like all of them at once. And now I feel like I constantly in the spring and the fall every day wake up with like a stuffy nose every day. It's like
Oh yeah,
the joys of getting old, as they say.
that was
So
me from the age of like 16, turning it into crusty sleeves every time it gets close to my birthday. So anytime it gets close to spring, I'm feeling it. Then summer, absolutely feeling it. Getting close to the winter, it's flu season on top of that. It's terrible. It's just the worst. Like, and it only gets worse every year as it goes on. I always get those sinus infections. It goes crazy. I may be big and strong, but these allergies, these seasonal allergies, bigger, stronger.
all right, let's dive right into it. You and I, the first go around, you can go back and check us out on Spotify and YouTube. We had Mim's origin story, where he came from, what he's been up to. Now, what we're going to talk about is the here and now in your wrestling career and what you're going on. Recently on NWA Power, you've had a big change. Magnum Muscle is kind of on the split. You've paired with BLK Jeez. You're kind of betting on the church's money, as it were. You said in a recent promo, the missing piece. Jesus said you guys are taking over NWA. What's that going on right now? And how does that feel to kind of evolve in your career and be here and now with you and BLK Jeez and the church?
Well, see, something that I've always heard in the NWA locker room, just a little bit of talk from some of the vets and some of the other people around, they said that what I lacked, and I guess maybe that was the goal, whenever me and Dak got together and formed Magnum Muscle, was to find focus. And I thought, I found that, and I guess it was a little bit of like that false focus because I had that. I get that NWA television title that I've been looking for, that I've been trying to grab for almost 2 years at that point. And then you kind of see me let that fall to the wayside. And I think that's where I didn't really have the focus that I needed. I didn't have that focus that I needed to become a world champion. I barely had enough to get to that point of becoming a world television champion, but getting there is just one part of the journey. You have to get there, you have to keep it, you have to continue to progress further. And what I was stuck in was the same mindset that left me unsuccessful. And so that's where I ended up, yeah, I guess, handing the title over. Let's not say that I lost. Let's not use a dirty word like that. But where I'm at now, I brought in some help that begrudgingly I needed. Hey, at one point he was on the other side of the ring for me, but I thought, who's the person that can bring me to what's the most important thing to me, which is everything I want. If I want that television title back, if I want the national championship to be mine for the very first time, if I want the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, I can't just do that on my own as I am. I'm humble enough to say that I just need just an eensy bit of help. Who better than somebody who has guided two different men to an NWA World Heavyweight Championship? It sounds like he's probably the best person in the entire company to come to for just a little bit of help, just a little bit of focus. And that's all I lack. I have all the tools that it takes to be a world champion, and somebody who's molded two world champions can mold a third. I mean, they say the third time's a charm. Now, obviously, we've seen the reign that Tyrus has had. We've seen the reign that is currently going on with EC3. Now, these are two great, very long reigns here. Think about me as the third person to step in under BLK Jeez's watch and become a champion. And also something that this is a thing that's going to be fantastic whenever I finally achieve this, because I mean, let's let's call things what they are. Let's look at history. Let's understand exactly where this is going. It's an inevitable thing that I will be world heavyweight champion. We already know that's going to happen. It's the same setup. We know what's happening here. I will be the very first homegrown NWA talent. No former anything else. I have never, no. I am NWA through and through. I am their first homegrown talent that will be NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Nobody else is going to do that before me. No former WWE guys, no former TNA guys, no former ROH guys, no former AEW guys. No, it's just a then, now, and forever NWA guy holding the NWA World Heavyweight Championship and then leading into the future. And I think that's something that's great. I think that's something that speaks a lot to the genius of Sir William Patrick Corgan, to put me on a trajectory, to give me a chance to I guess, kind of let the stars align a little bit. He doesn't, but contrary to popular belief, he may put a few things here and there together, book a few matches, whatnot, but we get to do all the thinking. We get to put those pieces together. We get to make the magic happen. And me calling up BLK Jeez, that's on me. That's this magic up here. And that same magic, that's going to turn into an NWA World Heavyweight Championship. I can already feel it. I can already taste it.
Perfect segue. I like it. The guest always makes it easy for me when you can set it up for me right there. You brought his name up, William Patrick Corgan. He is quite literally a rock star. He has taken the NWA since purchasing it back in 2019, I believe. I'll double check that. I think that's when it happened. But over the last 4 or 5 years, he's built it back up. The TV deal with CW. We're going to get into Adventures in Carneyland here in a second. But Billy Corgan's doing a great job of putting a lot of eyes on the product. What's it like literally working for a rock star right now in the NWA?
You know what? The funny thing is, I like to think that it makes me a little bit of a rock star myself, by proxy, by the transitive property. I work for a rock star. I must be a rock star, that kind of thing. Honestly, it's something that's kind of special to me because he knows that he's kind of conquered the music business. I mean, you can go online right now and find any of his social medias and see him selling out concerts around the world, selling out concerts in the US. And this is for a band that's been making music before I was even born. I'm just a few years younger than this band's debut whenever they were making hit records, and they're still doing that to this day. So, it's kind of natural to see that he's going to take that genius, that mental acumen that he has for music. He's going to bring it over to professional wrestling. I mean, let's be honest. He brought me in. And that's kind of one of the best decisions you can make. That's what other companies that are in the professional wrestling world, they didn't get in on this train early like he did. So that's something that he saw. That's that same genius I've been talking about. That's on display right there. So, it's honestly an incredible and humbling experience to work for one of the biggest rock stars on the planet, obviously. And then to bring in me as a future biggest wrestling star on the planet. It makes sense. It feels like home. This is why I'm here in the NWA. This is why I signed on the dotted line so many moons ago to be a part of the NWA, and why I still want to stay here in the NWA, why I want to be the champion of the NWA. I want to do Billy Corgan a favor. I want to do William Patrick Corgan a favor here by proving him right. So he's talked about before, he said, oh, well, when it comes to rock music and when it comes to what I want to do and when it comes to my art, a lot of people have told me it has to be this way, it has to be that way. And I said, no, I'm going to do it my way. And guess what? He was proven right. I mean, the millions of records sold, the millions of tickets sold, the very long and very award field career, still making music to this day that's still touching the people, that proves his point that he's had all along, that, hey, I know what I'm doing. I'm a genius. I got this. And how does he do that in professional wrestling? Now, he's already done that with the NWA. This is very successful, where people said that we were those three letters, they said they were worthless. Whenever he bought them back in, I think if I'm correct, 2017, they said, oh, you just bought 3 worthless letters. And you guys have all heard that soundbite before. But no, We have brought it to prominence here in this day and age, and we're only continuing to build that. Like you already talked about the CW deal, there's more in front of us now. We are hotter than we've ever been. We're getting more opportunities after opportunities after opportunities to show exactly what we have, and what we have here is fantastic talent. We have a fantastic locker room that all they need is time and space to grow, time and space to shine, and to show that Billy Corgan was right again, that he's the genius that he says he is, that he has that vision, that he's going to go ahead and show everybody else this is coming to bear fruit. This tree is coming to bear fruit, and the most important fruit of them all is me. It's me.
So there was a lot of chatter last year after Samhain going into the CW deal. There was a few spots that may have it garnered some heat, as the boys might say. Going
It blew him
into
away. It blew him away.
it blew him away. It's clever. I love that. Going into this year, Samhain's coming up. 76 is coming up. Power's killing it every week on Tuesdays on the CW. What does it feel like for the boys in the locker room and the girls in the locker room and all the wrestlers and all the minds that are back there for the NWA right now, knowing that even after last year, the ripples that were caused, you guys are going, okay, we're still here. We're still bigger. We're faster. We're stronger. How's that feel for you guys in the locker room coming into 2024?
Well, see, the thing was, that was another stroke of genius by Billy Corgan. It got people talking. People had all types of ideas, what was going on behind the scenes. They knew this and they knew that. You had the dirt sheets out here reporting this, reporting that. This person isn't happy. This person is. This person likes that. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. It got people to talk. And it only helped us further to continue to take that buzz and get eyes on the product, get eyes on what we're doing here, to show them that this is some of the best wrestling on the planet. And I mean, hey, people thought they had us figured out, and we've continued to prove them wrong. We've continued to, what is it? I think the phrase was, and I've been hearing it for years, ever since the beginning of Power, since 2019, we under promise and over deliver. And I think that's something we're still going to continue to do. We have Selwyn coming up. It's going to be another event that's going to knock people's socks off the same way that it did last year, for whatever way we might do it. You never know what we might pull out this time. I mean, you literally had the devil himself, Father James Mitchell, there, and his creatures, or whatever they are, they kind of stole the show there, but you never know what I might do. You never know what anybody else could do at that show. And I mean, if anything, we can still focus on the fact that I'm still going to take over the NWA with BLK Jeez by my side. We're talking about the people that were last year's head of the conversation. Where am I at? Selwyn can be spooky for James Mitchell and his creature gang, or whatever they are. But let's talk about me. I can be kind of scary myself. I can do something a little bit spooky. I can be the center of attention. And that might exactly be what's going to happen at Selwyn too. They can be on the poster all day, but we still know who the star is. It's still me. I still have the opportunities to make those changes and take over the NWA, and that's exactly what I plan on doing. Now, when it comes to people that are in the locker room here, we are still hopeful, because the fact that we have plenty behind us to back us up. We have seen people count us out time after time, and what do? We continue to show off that we have the best talent around. We can have the best matches around. We can have the best promos around. We can have the best stories around. We can have the best everything around, and all people are going to do is still talk. They can talk negatively at first. They watch a few episodes, that negative talk goes out the window, because they see what we're providing. What we're providing is greatness, simply put.
So now I'm just going to go ahead and say another stroke of genius, because I'm an old school guy at heart. We talked about it in the first time we talked, growing up at the tail end for me in the early 90s into the 80s. I grew up at the tail end of the NWA days. So to see it coming back, it makes my old school heart happy. You guys not only are bringing back literally, but